Hey, good morning, folks. It's Brian. Not really a review of the Red Book of Magic, but a follow-up on the reflection spell. This really got me digging and thinking. Okay, so I took the verbiage from the Red Book of Magic and I applied it to the Runequest book. That's the wrong page. Okay, so a couple of minor verbiage changes, right? So the Runequest book says the protected being. The Red Book says protected target. The Runequest book starts with the next strike. The reflected spell is or spells attack their caster, whereas in the Red Book it says the reflected spell or spells attack their caster on the next strike rank. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Everything else is all the same till we get to the last paragraph where they change from each point stacked of this spell reflects to for each point stacked, the spell reflects. And reflection does not work at all if the incoming spell is too powerful versus reflection does not work if the incoming spell is too powerful, but the reflection spell stays in place. And something from the RQ2 book that's not discussed in either is that reflection is incompatible with absorption, shield, or spirit block. So it used to be. Now, reflection and absorption, obviously they conflict because you can't do both. You gotta do one or the other, right? But shield and or spirit block, that's interesting. Okay, the old Runequest 2, stackable up to 4 points. This is where some of those strength parameters come into play, right? It talks about magic resistance instead of overcoming the power. And it says protected character instead of protected being or target. And it actually goes a little more in depth on, using RQ2 verbiage, right? Because battle magic is only half as strong as rune magic. A reflected spell stacked to 2 points would reflect battle magic spell would not reflect a battle magic spell with 5 power points behind it, but would reflect anything less powerful. That's a little more descriptive on what's going on that wasn't in the new stuff. And they talk about attacking on the next strike rate, whatever. But it does discuss, the Runequest 2 does discuss that the spell will last for 15 minutes, which is standard duration, right? Unless dispelled with the appropriate strength of dispel magic. But we've got dispel magic, we've got neutralized magic. There's one more, if I remember right. But there are not counter magic as a spell, but there are magics to disrupt, dispel, counter, neutralize, whatever. That would, by definition of those spells would need to overcome the power of the spell, right? Okay, so reflection 1, right? Stops 1 point of rune magic, like a lightning bolt, or 2 points of spirit magic, like a befuddle, right? Automatically just reflects those back. So if you got reflection 1 and you cast a lightning 2, or can you boost your lightning to get past defensive magics? It doesn't discuss that in the lightning bolt verbiage, but in general, you can boost spells to overcome defensive magic. So if you cast lightning 2, overcomes reflection, so the 2 points hit, right? Oh, back to the lightning 1. So lightning 2 hits, power versus power, take damage. Okay, back to lightning 1, reflection 1, right? So you have to do a power versus power for the lightning to get past the reflection. If it does not get past the reflection, then the caster takes the lightning bolt. Okay. If the lightning bolt power versus power overcomes the reflection, the reflected reflection protected character receives the lightning bolt. But the lightning bolt, as an attack spell, requires another power versus power. So it's not against the reflection, which uses the caster's the target's power, but you can do it again, or you just assume they're both the same. See, I would do it again. The reflection you have to do power versus power for, and then actually affect the target power versus power. So that's a kind of double defense, but because everybody's got their normal defense against attack spells. Because the thing has to befuddle, right? If you cast a befuddle, boosted with 1 point to get past the 1 point of rune magic, actually a normal befuddle 2 would still work. So cast a befuddle, reflection 1, power versus power gets through. You step through power versus power again to actually get befuddled. Interesting. That was one of the things I was going through, going, there's lots of power versus power stuff going on here, and a lot of questions about boosting spells. So if you have reflection 2 up, and you cast lightning 1, you have to do power versus power for the lightning bolt to effect. You cast lightning bolt 2, power versus power for lightning bolt to get effect. Lightning bolt 3 gets by, but the reflection stays up. Interesting. What are your thoughts on boosting attack spells to get through defensive magic? In the spirit magic section, it talks about, like generic, you can boost spells with magic points, assuming, because it didn't specify, but assuming to get through defensive magics. But it doesn't say that with rune spells. But there are a number of rune spells where they specifically discuss boosting. Does that mean you can only boost those spells, or can you boost any spell in order to get through defensive magics? Thoughts? Happy gaming.